Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bimmer barn. Today we're going to be going over how to replace the oil pan gasket on your S54 motor. This is going to apply to all the E46 M3s, and I'm going to be showing you guys exactly what supplies you're going to need to do this job, as well as some of the other service items that you should consider doing while you're in there. Now this is part one of a two-part series because in the next episode we're going to be changing out the rod bearings on this motor, so stay tuned for that. But for now, let's go ahead and get right into the video, and I'm going to show you guys what we need to get this job done. So in front of me here, we have everything that we're going to be using in today's episode and the next episode as well. So some of this stuff is preemptive, like the rod bearings and the assembly lube and the connecting rod bolts that we're going to be installing. But some of the other things I want you guys to be aware of, like an engine flush, which is something you can do to loosen up some of the old carbon and oil in your motor and help it flush out when we change the oil. And, you know, we're going to be cleaning the pan as well. We also have some brand new motor mounts. These are actually from Turner Motorsport, and they are polyurethane engine mounts, so they're going to be a little bit stiffer than the factory rubber mounts. And then of course we have our oil change, because once that oil pan is out, we're going to have to put some fresh oil in there. So we got some beautiful Liqui Moly 1060 and filter crush washer, and of course we have our big old oil pan gasket that is going to come in handy today. But I'm going to show you guys how you can remove the oil pan, and keep in mind we don't need any oil pan bolts because the ones on the S54 are steel, so they are 100% reusable. Don't worry about that. But we do need to get out a special tool to keep the motor in place, and that tool is called an engine support bar. This one's already laid out across my engine bay here, and I haven't yet hooked it up. You can see that these are the hooks that go into usually an engine hook right here, which is a pre-designated spot from BMW to lift the engine, and that will allow us to drop the subframe so we can actually get access to get the oil pan out from underneath the car, because it's really sandwiched in there. So we're going to hang the engine from right here, make sure that the feet of this are resting on part of the frame of the car, because you don't want to damage anything like headlight brackets or the fender. And once we know it's secure, we can load the weight of the engine onto the hook across this beam, and then we'll be safe underneath the car to let everything else hang. So let's go ahead and start by installing our engine oil flush, running the engine for a couple minutes, and then we can drain the oil out and get right to work on pulling this oil pan out. Alright, so we've got that oil drained and the engine support bar installed, but we're not ready to drop the subframe quite yet. So the first few things I like to think about are things like the engine mounts. I think that's a 16mm nut on top there to loosen, and it's pretty hard to see the one over here on the exhaust side, so we might have to get it from underneath. Then you've got the steering shaft, because the steering rack itself is going to stay with the subframe. So we'll disconnect the steering shaft. I think either that's like a 13mm or an E-Torx bolt that's going right through it. So we'll remove that, slide off the steering shaft so that is loose. And then we've got the power steering pump, which has to be removed. So that means getting the belt off up front here and then removing the power steering pump, but leaving the lines connected. Just need to let it dangle out of the way, maybe with some zip ties or something, so that we can get access to the oil pan. There are 3 bolts for the power steering pump, 2 13 millimeters pointed that way, and 1 13 millimeter that's on the oil pan itself. So be sure to get all 3 of those off. And then I think that there's just going to be like a hose, a drain tube at the bottom of the pan, some stuff that you'll see us remove before we finally loosen all the bolts and drop that thing. But I think that's about it. It's pretty simple, some of those basic things. I'll try to show you if there's anything else, but I think that's really it. You know, with the subframe, to remove it, you also have to remove the control arms, but you'll see that at the end there. So let's go ahead and get back to work. Let's remove the engine mounts and go from there. So now we're ready to drop the subframe. We've got the motor mounts up here removed, as well as the power steering pump, and then the oil dipstick tube, which it's kind of routed in there, so it's hard to get out, but we're gonna leave it loose so that we can get the oil pan out successfully. And then down here, we've got, remember, that last power steering pump bolt, the sway bar removed, and what else? The breather line on the oil pan, as well as the connection for the oil level sensor, and then this drain tube right here off to the side. So yeah, the last things that we need to do is remove the 2 16 millimeter bolts that hold the control arm bushings in back there, and then 2 18 millimeter bolts that hold the engine cradle, or the subframe if you want to call it that. And that's the same on both sides. We'll be able to drop the subframe down. The struts are going to hold it suspended in the air, and it should come down right around to this level, so we have enough room to get the oil pan out once we remove all the 10 millimeter bolts that hold that thing. So it's just 10 millimeter bolts, and they're all steel, so you can reuse them. Like I said, there's some at the back that are different lengths, so you might want to pay attention to which ones go where. And yeah, it's as simple as that to get this oil pan down. There it is. Our subframe is down. Pretty simple, like I said, just those bolts. And this is a steel subframe, so it's pretty heavy. And when it comes down, it comes down pretty far. Now, I did mess up. I forgot to remove this power steering line right here, bolted to the rack. That needs to be removed so that this line can kind of separate and just give it enough slack for the subframe to fall down here. And then over here as well, you'll see the ride level sensor for the front. I forgot to remove the plug for that, so I kind of had to struggle for a minute over here because it was dangling by that wire, but we disconnected it, didn't damage anything. And now look at how much room we have to get that oil pan. Of course, this thing is coated in oil. It's disgusting, but we're not going to clean it until we get it off. And when we do get it off, we'll replace the gasket. Obviously, we're going to do the rod bearings in the next episode, but we are going to go ahead and pressure wash everything here as well when we reassemble, because we want it to be nice and clean, because this thing has been leaking for a while. And judging off of the torque specs and how seized some of the bolts were down here, I would probably guess that this oil pan has never been changed before and the subframe's never been removed. So like I said, we're going to go ahead now, remove all the 10 millimeter bolts around the oil pan, and we're going to snake it out down and through the back of the car where the transmission is. So watch us do that, and then I'll talk about the torquing sequence. And of course, we wouldn't be doing an oil pan job unless we dumped about a quart of used oil on the floor of my garage. But as you can see, we've removed the pan safely, and the old gasket I think is stuck up against the block up there, so you're going to want to remove that, and also pay attention to some of the spots on the gasket where it meets the corners of the block, and you're going to want to apply a little RTV there, kind of like a valve cover gasket. But now we can go ahead and remove this oil pan, probably pressure wash it, get this thing cleaned up, and then we'll go ahead and reinstall it once we're done servicing the rod bearings. Now, as I had mentioned, there is a torquing sequence to the oil pan, but it is pretty simple. You're going to want to install all the bolts first and just get them hand tight, including the ones that come from the transmission side to the oil pan. And then you're going to want to torque down all the oil pan bolts, those 10mm bolts. And there is no particular sequence to them, although I would recommend going crisscross or side to side, and just make sure they're all torqued down properly before torquing down the oil pan bolts that come in from the transmission. So that's going to be 10 Newton meters for the 10mm bolts and 12 Newton meters for the ones that come in from the transmission, and then reinstall everything as far as the subframe and the power steering goes, just as it was before in the reverse order of removal. So I hope that you guys enjoyed watching the video, and if you did, be sure to leave a like or a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you haven't yet, and as always, we will see you next time.